another part shows up. And this part is afraid of conflict. It's afraid of being disliked. It's afraid of losing connection to those that I want to be connected to. And so it changes my mind. And this other part says yes. But that yes doesn't feel clean either, because it's not coming from self. It's not coming from love. It's coming from fear. You are the nice one, the nice guy, the nice woman, the helpful one, the reliable one. You never cause any trouble. You don't make a scene. You smile, you nod, you say yes all of the time. But let's be honest. You're not saying yes because you want to. You're saying yes because you're scared of what a no might cost you. Especially in social settings, especially when alcohol is involved. You don't want to be the buzzkill, the outsider, the one who makes things awkward. And so you agree. You pour the drink, you stay late, you take on the extra load, and on the surface, you seem kind, but underneath, you're abandoning yourself, one yes at a time. Hello, everybody. My name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same. And today, it is a continuation of our Coach's Corner segment where I bring you a snippet of a problem that I have encountered with one of my coaching clients. And recently, one of my coaching clients has a real problem saying yes all the time. So we're going to cover that today. But rather than go through his story, I'll share you a little bit about mine, if that's okay. When I was a kid, no was not part of my vocabulary. I am 50. I was born in 75, so I grew up as a kid in the 80s and early 90s. If you're listening to this and you grew up in the same period, probably likely that no wasn't in your vocabulary either. Neither in my house nor in my school, because authority was absolute. You were told what to do and you did it. No discussion, no disagreement, no arguments, because if you said no, you were punished, right? You were punished. And so I learned early that a no is unsafe, that a no leads to pain, disconnection, rejection. And that belief followed me into adulthood, into my parenting, my marriage, and my professional life. Take my daughter Zia, for example, right? She's nearly 9, okay? When she asks me for something, my initial response usually, especially if it's around money or sugar or something like that, my initial response is no. But here's the thing. That no is parts-led. It's reactive. It's unconscious. It's a leftover reflex from my own childhood conditioning, okay? So basically, when I grew up as a kid, whenever I asked my mom or my dad for something, the answer was no. And because of that, whenever somebody, or usually my kids, ask me for something, my response initially is no. It is just encoded, right? What I picked up as a kid. But then something interesting happens. But it didn't happen when I was younger. I take a beat. But then another part shows up. And this part is afraid of conflict. It's afraid of being disliked. It's afraid of losing connection to those that I want to be connected to. And so it changes my mind. And this other part says yes. But that yes doesn't feel clean either, because it's not coming from self. It's not coming from love. It's coming from fear. And over time, if you're not careful, this teaches your kids, in my case Zia, something very, very dangerous. It's teaching them that if you nag long enough, you'll be able to get what you want. That a no is negotiable, and that boundaries bend under pressure. And I don't want that for her, because one day, someone, a male, may pressure her to drink. He may pressure her to have sex with him. Or she may abandon herself in some other way. And she'll remember how to honor her no, or she won't. It depends what I, as her father figure, have taught her, right? Same thing happens in my relationship with my wife. Usually when money's tight and she wants or needs something, there's a part of me that panics. And initially I say no. And then the other part comes in that wants to say yes. But again, it's not clean because that yes is worried that if it doesn't say yes, she will withdraw her love. And when it crosses a line I promised myself I wouldn't cross, like I go out of integrity with the yes, then what happens is I start resenting her. I don't resent my own parts. I resent her for asking in the first place. All right. So the yes man trap, it really does. It does exist. The yes man trap could be a yes woman trap as well. Right. And what happens if you become agreeable on the surface all the time, but bitter underneath, then eventually that bitterness leaks into everything you do. It becomes who you are. You become a bitter man or a bitter woman. Anyway, let's pause here right now. And while you do, I'm going to have a drink of water and you can ask yourself, are your yeses really about generosity or are they about fear? Because behind every automatic yes is usually a frightened part, a part trying to protect you from the discomfort of rejection, judgment, or conflict. But protecting yourself by pleasing others, it isn't kindness. That's self-abandonment. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast, where before the break, we were exploring how saying yes too often, especially from fear, can erode your relationships, your integrity, and yourself. So let's talk about a better way, right? So as I've told you, growing up was a no was something that I heard as a threat, right? It wasn't just the no, it was the way that it was delivered. It was always delivered sharp, final, cold, with anger. It was delivered in a way that would destabilize my nervous system. And that's how I responded to other people for years, especially when my parts were activated. It still happens today. When my parts are activated, I'm not taking care of my nervous system. If somebody asks me for something, I could just say no straight away, depending on what mood I'm in, right? But I have also learned through the work that I've done on myself in living a self-led life, something different, a different way. I've learned that no doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be violent. It doesn't have to be sharp. It can be loving. It can be soft. It can be delivered with curiosity. It can open a door instead of slamming it shut. So if Zia wants another sweet or she wants a new toy and I don't snap a reactive no, I don't just roll over with a yes either. I may say something like, well, Zia, I see that this is really important to you. Let's talk about it, right? Or when Liza gets excited about something she wants, and as the provider in the family, I'm starting to feel worried financially, again, I can say, hey, I know this really matters to you. Let's both sit down and see how we can make it work. I'm not talking about people pleasing here. I'm talking about building conscious partnerships with people. You can't do that if you're unconscious, right? The best boundaries, they don't come from fear, they come from self. When you say no from self, you're not pushing someone away. You're protecting the relationship by protecting your integrity. You're being a leader, right? The no isn't a rejection, it's a love letter to your future self. Today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink. I will not say yes to avoid discomfort. I will press the pause button, return to self, and speak my truth with love, even if that truth is no. As you go about your day to day, no doubt doing the muchest goodness, ask yourself these questions. When was the last time you said yes out of fear? What were you afraid would happen if you said no? And what would it look like to press that pause button, to not be so reactive? Take a beat to drop into self and then respond. Have a think about that, okay? If this resonated with you, dear ladies and gentlemen, please rate and review the show, subscribe so you never miss a beat, and forward it to somebody who needs it. And don't say no. Here you go. Say yes, right? If you want to learn more about overcoming the yes man or the yes woman in you, this is the type of work we do in the Strive method, okay? We are currently building the Strive Foundation's 24 workshops from the Strive method, so you can get a little feeling about the fantastic work that we do in that program. If you are interested in the Strive Foundations, it's going to be launched very soon. Email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com and I'll tell you all about it. All right? Okay, let's get on and do the sovereign vow. You ready? Hand on your heart, one on your belly. Big deep breath. Repeat after me. I am a striver who is alcohol free as fuck. And I will not drink today because that is not what I do and that is not who I am. Until tomorrow, much love and strive on.